What an exciting day, guys. We know where to start, don't we?
Do we?
Yeah. The demolition of Newcastle United.
Let's not be daft.
Can we?
I just want to remind you, you said you've changed.
We've changed.
He said he changed and was unbiased and was
That is
collective
unbiased. That literally
as
is unbiased.
one Theo. So let's not be crazy.
Lewis, I've never seen more. That was close to the Liverpool domination.
3-2 at Man City. Against Man City, I mean.
The scoreline doesn't reflect how much you were dominated. You were 27% possession.
Dominating the first half.
What?
we went in at half-time 2-1. We lasted to the 70th minute at 2-1.
What's the point?
Then they made 2 substitutions who won them the game.
What's the point?
Newcastle put up a great fight against a full-depth treble-winning Man City side.
He hasn't put that.
Mate, you had 27% possession.
Yeah, they had full depth.
27.
Huh?
27. Also,
what's the point of this
your
conversation?
whole argument of crying, oh my God, they have Kevin De Bruyne to bring on. They're Man City. They recruit amazing. Why don't Newcastle United
sign Kevin De Bruyne?
Why don't Newcastle United sign players that don't get banned for a year? How about that? Do your research into players.
Lewis, you keep telling us how you've got the best players in each position in the league.
I don't keep saying the best.
When you lose,
I don't.
We haven't got players like Man City and this.
No. That's not what I've said.
It's whenever it suits you want to say you're not that good, but then you say you are.
Can I respond to that?
Mate, you're mid-table.
Let me respond to that.
I was watching the game, but I didn't see De Bruyne or Haaland starting. So how does that?
That's weird.
So have you noticed, until De Bruyne came on, we were 2-1. They made substitutions. We tired, and they had the depth on the bench to bring them on. And if you say that didn't make a difference, you're wrong, because when one scored, the other one assisted, the other one came on.
The whole point.
Yes, I agree. That's
the whole point.
So
what are you arguing about? What are you arguing about?
I'm acknowledging that's the reason we lost.
That isn't the reason. You got battered
because they literally scored the goal.
But you got battered the entire game, mate. The whole point of football is having substitutions. Otherwise, what's the point of having? Let's get rid of all stuff.
Not every team has it. Not every team has it. You're acting as if Newcastle is on the same level as Man City. Man City,
you've acted like they are.
I have never said we are the same level as Man City.
Title challengers.
Yeah, daft like. If you're thinking they made no difference.
I've been struggling with injuries. Man United have been struggling with injuries. Everyone's struggling with injuries.
So the bench did make a difference in the game. Okay, thank you. You agree with me.
But your argument is, you expecting us to be the same as Man City? You've been saying you're title contenders.
I said fucking at the start of the season when we were within 5 points of the top.
Hang on.
I've not said that for the last 2 months.
The guy who scored the winner was a 20-year-old.
Yes, assisted by KDB. Two people off the bench.
Didn't you moan about the early game in the Cup where you played Man City and you were like, oh yeah, full strength versus full strength, and Man City played their B team. So now it's just like, you pick and choose when it applies.
What do you mean? Let's look at the Man City B team. They're acting like we got the same team. It's like mental.
No.
We were 3-2 against treble winners and the best team in the world.
You act like you're that level. That's what we're trying to say.
When have I ever said that?
All season?
I said at the start of the season, we are in the title race. I never said we're on the same level. I said we're in the title race until we're out of it.
Mate,
we've been out of it for 2 months.
Mate, you got battered, and rightly so.
Did we get battered 3-2?
Oh my God, shut the fuck up, man.
Mate,
you were wrong. I'm sorry. Last time this happened with Liverpool, you all got slated for saying that 1 goal difference.
Mate, you
out of the
did get
game.
battered.
You're completely wrong. 3-2, leading at half-time, leading until the 70th minute. You're absolutely daft if you're saying we're getting battered.
Mate,
it doesn't matter how much possession they have. Oh my God! Theo, who gives a fuck about the stats? We were 2-1 at 70 minutes.
Also,
we're 2-1 at 70 minutes.
They could have been 10-0 at half-time.
But they weren't. There was 2-1 down.
Mate, if Arsenal were 2-1 up at Man City, even though they were getting battered, they're still 2-1 up, which is perfectly capable of happening in football, because that's what happens in football.
When you're a good team, you can do that to Man City. You're acting like any team can just go and last 70 minutes 2-1 up against Man City.
Arsenal
we won 1-0 against them.
Yeah, so you're comparing yourself to our level now.
No, but we're giving an example.
You
let me finish my
literally just said good team.
You can't compare Arsenal to Newcastle. You're not in the same level as us.
But you do all the time.
What? Use a title contenders, title race last season.
Let me talk. Let me talk. If Arsenal were 2-1 up, and they were getting battered by Man City, but 2-1 up, and then Man City came back to win 3-2, all you'd be saying is, Arsenal is shit, they're soft.
Because you have higher standards than us. You're supposed to be winning the league.
Why does it matter?
You were top of the league at Christmas. So your standard is different to us mid-table.
Here's a genuine question for you then. In that case, did you think you were going to lose the game at 2-1 up?
At 2-1, I thought we could hold on.
You've just said it's different standards, and we're expected to hold on to that game, much like you in your mind thought you would. So did you think Man City were going to win that game when you were 2-1 up?
When we were 2-1 up, I was bracing myself for a draw and hoping for a draw, like worst case scenario. I knew, because every single game, the same thing happens. We do well in the first half, but we can't hold on to a lead. We tire off in the second half. The second half, we were very defensive and just got behind the ball, even though Eddie Howe told us to go for a third.
Even when Kevin De Bruyne was warming up, you were like, oh, this is danger. Like, we could probably lose it.
It's fucking scary, isn't it? It's KDB coming on the bench, and we've got, who are we bringing on? Lewis Hall in the 80th minute. There's a difference.
Yeah.
You can't just sit there and not acknowledge the difference. We did what we can with the resources we have, but you're only going to get players.
Which is all fine.
You're acting like you're Luton Town. You're a Champions League club. You're in the Champions League. You should be competing in these matches. You're at home at St James's Park. You're at home at St James's Park, leading the game, and you lost.
Okay, should we have a look at the benches? Should we have a look at the benches?
That isn't the point.
It is the point, because their bench was the victory, the thing that won them the game, and we couldn't respond to the changes they were making.
Let's
just have a look at his bench.
But this, so are you saying you accept and now say you're a mid-table team then?
No, we're not. At full strength, we're not. Right now, we're struggling to hold on to our points because we're trailing off in the back end of games because we can't bring on the depth from the bench. And you just looked at the bench there. Who was it? Matt Ritchie, Dummett, two keepers, Lewis Hall.
Yeah, but in fairness, all Man City did in terms of bringing on their powerhouse players was Kevin De Bruyne.
Guys, today's episode of Pitchside is brought to you, as always, by friends over at Super 6. And the jackpot needs to be won. It hasn't been won all season, and it could be one of you. This weekend, there is the £250,000 jackpot up for grabs. All you need to do is predict 6 correct scores and the money could be yours, but you've got to be in it to win it. So get over to the Super 6 app now. We've all been playing along this season as usual, so join us in our Super 6 mini league using the code PTCH23, where we'll also be giving away a £100 classic football shirt voucher. It's super simple. Just predict your 6 scores, enter your golden goal, hit submit, and you're all set. Follow the link in the description down below to sign up now.
Kevin De Bruyne and Oscar Bob. No, the thing is,
Oscar Bob's not better than the players that start.
Yes, but he's a fresh set of quick legs. He'll get into areas. When you're against a tired defence who have been defending for the majority of the game, that obviously it worked out class because De Bruyne scored and assisted, and Oscar Bob got into the space to get the winner. Yeah, you can't
no one's disputing that, and obviously it was a great substitution. And Kevin De Bruyne, he's probably the best player in the world. Like that's what he does, right? But what we're trying to say is how you flip-flopped and the constant excuses. Yeah, you are. No, it's the constant excuses where a month ago you were laughing at us going, I told you Eddie Howe would turn it around and we beat PSG. We've done this, we've done that. We're going to get semi-finals of the Champions League. We're definitely getting top 4. We might be title contenders, blah, blah, blah. Now you're going to go below Wolves.
The title contenders one was gone a long time ago when we fell without 7 points.
You haven't said that,
because like my theory...
If you'd have won on Saturday, would you still be in the race?
No, we've been out of that ages. You're misinterpreting what I mean by title contenders. I think as soon as when you're within reach of the top of the table, you are still in the title race, no matter who you are. Aston Villa proved me right. Newcastle proved me wrong.
Let's break that down further. How many points mathematically is within reach?
It depends at the stage of the season.
Right, that's also correct. So in your mind, mathematically, how many points?
At the point, were we like within 8 points? I thought that's still within reach when you have coming into the.
Okay, right.
Yeah, you have a lot of time to make it up.
So currently, you think an 8-point difference, you're still in the title race?
At the time I spoke about, no, this wasn't January. This was probably like around more November time when we're around that. We've dropped off since that.
French there.
Obviously, throughout December, where we've lost like fucking every single game and we've dropped down to 10th.
You think Newcastle being within 8 points means they're in a title race? Come on.
Everyone's in the title race until you're out of it. Aston Villa were within 8 points and then they've actually closed it further. So some teams will trail off, others will stay there.
Villa ain't winning the league, mate. They won't get top 4.
They're not winning the league, but are they in the title race?
No.
You're wrong. It's just absolutely wrong. You're saying that because you're biased.
Why can't you just admit that...
But you said Arsenal are out of it. We're only 5 points back.
Why can't you admit that, yes, you scored 2 and you lost 3-2 and the scoreline would suggest that it's a tight match. But why can't you just look at it in an unbiased, objective way and see Man City dominated you?
In the second half.
No, they was...
No, you got 2 goals on a break, didn't you?
No, you're looking at... We could have...
First half, the chances Bernardo missed.
Mate, also, both your goals were just worldies as well.
Isak almost put 3-1 up. He went 1-on-1. We were having chances. We were defending bad. They dominated possession, but we were also breaking and creating plenty of our own chances. That's like beyond debate. With beyond debate, we were creating plenty of our own chances in that first half. Yes, we
How
fucking
many
were.
big chances they create?
3.
You're looking at
And
two are goals.
We had this argument on the stream.
3 big chances missed. That
Oh
shows
yeah,
the
he reckons when you dispossess someone near the edge of the box, that's a big chance.
It's not a chance. You get
you're
3 big
mental.
chances, all 3 of them missed. Your 2 goals were just worldies.
They were great
look how
goals.
much
Great
you've-
goals.
No, this is fucking ridiculous. Look how much you've discredited us. Isaac almost went through like 5 times because he was left 1-on-1.
Almost went through like 5 times.
It's not just you can't write that Isaac goal
Almost.
down to
Brothers
just a
offside.
worldie. If the Man City scored that goal, you'd be like, that's fucking amazing. If Grealish cut inside like Gordon did and scored that goal, you'd be like, yeah, that's just
We just said they're amazing goals.
No, but you're writing them off.
I said they're worldies.
No, you
I just said your goals are worldies.
No, but they were well worked. They were well worked. We didn't just have to shoot.
It's a worldie, you fucking
What more
idiot.
do you want us to say?
No, because you were like, they're just worldies, like as if that's disregarding any chances that we were having building up.
What
But
are you on
no.
about?
I disagree a little bit because they weren't well worked. There were 2 through balls.
The first
Gordon's
one-
beaten
Yeah.
thingy on the inside and then curled it to the bottom
this
corner.
was
And
happening-
Isak was
do you-
one
What
on
do you want
one.
me to say? They're
This
fucking push-gas goal winners.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This was happening frequently in that first half. We were getting through. We were.
Okay,
You
there's
just,
no point-
I can't believe.
Mate, you do
what
realise
you're on
if someone
about.
goes through and it offside, that's not a chance,
Yeah.
right?
This is not
It's
what happened.
offside.
It happened. That's
You do
literally
realise
not
that.
what happened.
Like, your brain can
Isak
comprehend
went
that,
through
right?
1-on-1. He could have made a 3-1 at like the 41st minute. But you're just forgetting that because it doesn't fit your
I
argument.
actually don't remember that. Genuinely.
Genuinely,
Oh, no,
he was
I
going
believe
through.
you, I just don't remember it.
So
that's
like
one
you're
chance.
right, you're writing off like we got dominated. First half we were
So that
great.
was your other big
Second
chance then?
half we let ourselves down. Gordon came out in an interview afterwards and said Eddie Howe said go for the 3rd goal while you can.
Yeah, I saw that.
And we went out and we just shit ourselves and sat behind the ball and
Great
we're
management.
knackered like we've been doing in the last
Great
few
coaching.
games.
Mate, I
Great
don't-
coaching.
like,
You can bring the horse to the water,
You
but
got a 1.3 XG.
Yeah, what's the rest of that
City
phrase?
got 3.
I don't know.
I don't get this whole.
No, just quickly on that. So Eddie Howe basically said, "Go and score," and that was it. Great coaching. He's elite. He is. He's elite.
It's silly. We did a fantastic job. The game plan, I think, that we went with was working in the first half. We were a bit more leaky in the defence than we'd like to be, like we have. But in the first half was a good display. The second half wasn't, and we
think I'm right
tried
about
to
Eddie
hold
Howe.
on.
Do you think I was right all along about Eddie Howe?
No, I think Eddie Howe's the perfect man. I think
what?
we're going to turn. I'm more confident than ever in the rest of the season
Where do you
after
think you're
that.
going to finish?
Guess
I think we'll come on to that later on in the pod.
guess what player won the most tackles in that game?
Cackles, did you say?
No, he didn't. He said tackles.
As if you're trying to pick up on something.
Oh no, yeah, just answer the question.
You're that rattled.
Lewis Miley was great, by the way, tracking back with his tackle.
No, the answer is Almiron.
Yeah, hard-working player.
He actually did recover the ball though.
He does. He just sprints everywhere. Yeah, he does do that. He tends to. You win it back. You're like, yes, and he gives it away. Like, oh.
Yeah, you're washed.
Nah, we're class.
I mean, you do realise people would disrespect you if you just were a bit more unbiased.
Yeah.
a
It's
bit
not even
more
unbiased.
logical.
No, this is the thing. Like
But
we
you
were.
can't admit that you didn't get battered.
We were in the game completely first half. Second half, we did get battered. Like that's not mental to say. It's
a football match
completely
is
true.
90 minutes.
Eh?
A football match is 90 minutes.
But yes,
Yeah, I
and in the
agree,
first
no.
half of the 90 minutes, we were great. The second half, we balled it.
I don't think
like,
you were.
you can't just
Yeah, you were
simplify
decent
it.
in the first. You gave away a lot of chances though.
We did. We're defensively, like I said, we've been
They
bad.
should have.
but
They should have scored 3 or
Alvarez should have
4.
at least had
Yeah,
3.
Alvarez missed a really good chance.
Defensively, we've been bad last few games, but we're still creating chances. I just
But
don't know
that's-
what's
yeah,
happening.
but
That's what you've been doing the whole
Shaw.
season.
You had your best starting back 4.
Yeah,
got
it's not,
Shaw.
I don't know what's gone on. It's not good.
But what with Shaw? What's going on?
Shaw had a good game.
Botman's the best
he?
centre back in
Yeah.
the league, no?
Did he?
Shaw has a good game all the time.
Did Trippier have a good game?
I'm sure he was playing through Isaac all the way from the back as
Shaw
well.
was actually your second worst rated player on the pitch.
Are we really going off like these ratings? Like
Shaw wasn't good, mate. The amount of times he let Alvarez in behind him and stuff.
The only player worse than Shaw was
think about
Longstaff.
it, we're being so cruel. It's Man City. They're going to win.
We're not, mate. The point is, the reason we're saying this is because you gas Newcastle up to be this super team, which you're not.
I've never said you're over exaggerating what I've said so much.
I don't
there.
think I am.
Super team.
Play the clip.
I gassed us up as a super team.
Well, no, I'm exaggerating.
I
but-
said
you
we
go
were in
to
a title
Champions League
race.
semi-finals.
I said we were in a title race at a point where we just went and beat Man United 3-0. We beat City in the cup. We beat PSG, and we were within 8 points of the top of the table.
also said you
Not
were
as
gonna get-
mental as what you're saying now. When you're saying you said you were title contenders when we're mid-table.
you
I
were
didn't say
gonna-
it today.
Would you say you got a bit excited too early?
I think football's all about that. If you beat Man City, Man United, and PSG, when you're especially a fan who's not used to doing that,
They
you're going to
crashed
get
out of the Champions
excited.
League.
Yeah.
So it's all for
I don't
nothing,
think.
really.
I don't think we crashed out.
Finished
You
bottom
came
three, but then
bottom.
Again, we can take away all the context we want to make it sound bad if we want.
The only context is you came bottom.
Context is we got robbed of 3 points against PSG. We're in the group of death, and it's our first season back.
You can't be robbed of 3 if you draw.
I mean, like, lads, you can sit and say we crashed out. I feel like any football fan who's actually not biased knows how tough it was for Newcastle and how well we actually did.
Speaking as the senior chief ambassador of unbiased fans now as well.
We actually did fantastic.
Because you really are unbiased.
We did great.